Did you have problems needing solving? Highly likely you did. And if you did, you would have got our email blast and you most likely replied. So here we are on a Sunday night. It's 8:54. We're shooting this video live from Tirana in Albania. Now, it is quite a strange place to come to, but I was in Serbia and I couldn't handle the -8. So I thought I'd come to Albania, and it is around 10 to 15 degrees here. So it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to reply to 6 individual questions that came through on the email of people wanting answers or solutions or just some clarity on around how to solve these problems. Let me know if you agree. If you do disagree or you've got a better insight into one of these problems, simply comment 1 through to 6, whatever it is, and put how you think we could have solved these things better. Let's get into it. So number 1, this is always a big one. Now this is a New Zealand market problem. Shout out Caleb. We have a revenue problem, struggling to sell houses, which is probably because we first have a content problem. Currently working on that though, keen to see your video on this. Well, firstly, well done, you've already acknowledged the problem. You have a content problem. I tell you what, moving into 2026, just really, unfortunately, there's no excuse for not having a content problem. Just think, whenever you go to site and you take a photo and you snap it and send to one of the boys and say, hey mate, this cladding's not perfect, or this door needs to go here, or this needs to be changed, just think in your head for 1 second, okay, cool. Well, this is going to be applicable to my boys. Now, what would I need to do to make this applicable to my ideal customer? Turn your phone around and maybe go, hey guys, if you're thinking about buying one of our houses, here's something that we do in our due diligence process, or after pre-line or after post-line, etc. We come around and we check up on this little item behind me, etc., etc. So easy to make content. When you're going around doing your day-to-day business, it's actually harder for me to make content than it is for you guys. You guys are in the thick of it every single day. Strategy number 1, at the end of 2024, I was doing like a car vlog series, and I was just thinking, how do I get more comfortable speaking on camera? And I thought, well, every single day I'm either going to a meeting, going to tennis, coming back from something, or doing something. So I thought, cool, I'll put my phone on the hood in the car, and every time I had a phone call or a meeting or an interesting email, I would just talk about that for 5 minutes. You guys are going to multiple site visits, talking to multiple clients, dealing with your builders, talking to your subs, in offices, out on site, going to get coffees from cafes. You've got endless content ideas. Going to your local cafe, getting a coffee, tag it up, take a photo. Here we are before we go to a site visit at Wick Street, blah, 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 blah. And just be thinking, like, every time you make a sale, start a bit of a trend. Hey guys, every house that we sell this year, we're going to put $1 towards this fund. My one I want to start doing is every single consult pack that I sell with TBO Consulting, or even Rapid QS, but it's a little bit far down the train now, is every report we sell or client we sell, I'm going to put $10 into my Porsche 911 fund. And then that's something that you can keep people tracking away through the journey. Like, I suppose I've kind of gone off the steaks and the coffee stuff at the moment. I need to go back to it though. But just think, you can always build up a bit of a culture around your business or what you're doing. So content shouldn't be hard. Or if you have no passion to do content, just think, you could get one of your employees, staff members, daughter, sister, brother's girlfriend, young person just leaving school, go into Facebook groups. Hey, we need someone to come in, do 20 to 25 deliverables a week on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and we'll pay you a commission per reel that gets more than 2,000 views. So that's what I would do. In regards specifically to the revenue problem, that's kind of hard to justify. Obviously, the market's the market. What are you doing to market your houses differently? What is your price point? Can you get cheaper supplies? Can you negotiate with your subs to say, hey, listen, to bring our houses down, to get more sales, which ultimately you get more work, we need to trim across the board a little bit. Can we renegotiate our square meter rates just for the next 6 months to bring the house price down to compete with our competition, etc., etc. So that's always really hard. I do feel you. Selling construction is tough, whether it's a $10,000, $50,000 or $500,000 product. You are competing with other people. Don't get me wrong, we still have competition. We still compete with other people on our services and our businesses, but that's business. So the more you market, the less selling you're doing. I hope that answers your problem. On price still in tenders versus 5 other people. People thinking we're expensive because we price out the whole thing versus someone who tags heaps out. E.g., price a job $265, someone was $60K cheaper. By the end of the job, where the same price would be a good topic. Absolutely a good topic. Now, I have a very, very specific example of a 100K project that I sold in Auckland. It was an extension, a sunroom extension, a kitchen renovation, and pushing a deck out, right? So my initial price, now this was 7 years ago, so I don't remember the numbers bang on, but I think my initial price was around about $75,000 to $85,000. the client came back, and ultimately what they had said was, what finalized it up was, you're more expensive, but because you've given us so much detail, you've been fast throughout the whole process, you've got really good Google reviews, we're going to go ahead with you. Now, I was only, I think, $15,000 more expensive on a 60K project, which is not like outrageous. It's still a little bit higher, but definitely, I just think it's the way that you manage your way within the process of doing the tender process. Now, these tenders could be government tenders, so they base it on other items, not essentially who you are and cost. There's a lot of other things you have to do as well. But if you're talking about purely competing in the private market, how much vetting are you doing in the very upfront of the process? Now, obviously, I know who you are. You were the professional builder. These guys are fucking good at this process, so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm any better than them, but how much pre-qualifying are you doing on the phone? What value or company packs are you showing them when they first inquire? What does the process look like all the way through from design to quote to sign contract to site visits to how many touch points there are? How are you being a little bit different than anyone else? How are you absolutely telling them that this doesn't include any tag outs? This is a full fixed price contract, bold, underlined, pointed out to them so many times. And even if at the start of the process where they go, hey, listen, you are a bit more expensive, give them the opportunity. Hey, listen, I'm all to do some business with you. Instead of the whole contract being $500,000, why don't you take on the plasterer, the electrician, the plumber, and the floorer? You organize everything. My cost is only $150 with subs, materials, and labor, and you take on all the subs and deal with all that. I'm happy with that. Better to get something out of nothing, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy to tender against those 5 other tenderers. It's a numbers game. How can you be better? How can you be different? Not necessarily cheaper, but what else are you doing to promote them through that? Like, say for example, say you get 2/3 of the way through the tender process. I did this one time to win someone over, and I knew they were getting 3 other quotes. And when I accepted my quote, I specifically bought them a $250 cafe restaurant voucher. It was Little Jimmy's in Royal Oak. Shout it out. I'll pop it up on the screen. I specifically bought them a steak night voucher or whatever it was, $250. And I can't remember if I won the job, but they said that was a really, really good touch going through the tender process. I think it was a $500,000 project. It was a little bit outside my lane at that time. But anyway, use ChatGPT. How can I spice up my tender process? How can I make things a little bit better? How can I beat my competition? This is the region that I'm in. How can I add some little touch points into my business? So hopefully that gives a little bit of insights into what you can be doing, how you can be improving your sales process, putting yourself apart from the pack from everyone else, like RapidQS. What have we done that is better than anyone else? Now I've got another mountain to climb with my TBO consulting business. How do I be better than every other man and his dog out there doing this shit? That's my job, and that's your job as well. David from Brisbane, all 3 problems. Now, to let everyone know, the initial email was, how can I solve a problem for you? Business problem, content problem, revenue problem. Now, I could do a 1-hour masterclass on this, but I'm going to break it down real simple. And I'm actually going to set a timer here just so I don't go into immense detail. So here we go. I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to set a stopwatch. I'll give a minute each, okay? So firstly, I would start with a business problem. Now, let's assume you've got absolutely no cash in the bank. So what you want to do, you want to go on Facebook. You're going to hit as many community groups as you can. You're going to post on your profile as many times as you can in a week. I want you to be doing 30 to 40 posts. Jobs that you've done, client past emails, industry trade news in your area. Do a job that you're doing, do a photo of a project that's just finished. Let people know what your favorite coffee is. Point the camera around and go, hey guys, this is what I'm doing today. This is where we operate. This is how we're better than our competition. If you want to engage with us for our services for X, Y, and Z, reach out to me here. I guarantee I'll get back to you within 3 to 4 minutes, because if you don't have any work, you should be on your phone all day, either outreaching to people or getting back to people. So number 1, your business problem. I would reach out to other subcontractors, other builders, see if you can get some contract work just to get the ball rolling. Momentum is a real thing. And then number 2, I would be focusing on content. So you've just pretty much done number 2 and number 1. 1 is call up all your family and friends, reach out to other builders, hit the bloody Google Maps, hit my business, hit everything you can to get some clients in the door. And number 2, document and make as much content as you can. Posting videos, posting posts, get on community groups, get on Instagram, go and comment and engage with other people. I know that you specifically are a subcontractor, so Go and hit up other builders. If you're not talking to 50 builders a day and you've got no work, sitting around twiddling your thumbs, then sorry, I've got no sympathy for you. To get my consulting business off the ground, I generated 250 leads at $8 each with giving away free value. I called every single one of those leads and we turned that into $15,000 in the first 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to repurpose and reposition all that cash back into ads, and hopefully I can 10x that over the course of 3 to 4 months. That's my game plan. So that's an idea for you. And finally, business problem, I suppose, once you start to get busy, make sure you're getting money up front, make sure you do a fucking good job, get Google reviews, stack your money, reinvest back into the business, hire good people, buy Google ads, buy Facebook ads, invest everything. For the first 12 months, don't make a profit. Pay yourself a salary, but don't make a profit. Reinvest everything you can back into the business, better trucks, better concrete gear, better digital real estate, hire a really good admin person, hire a really good foreman. You can do it. I could probably blow that business up in 6 to 7 months. That's what I'm good at. And there we go. There's 2 minutes 40 for that one. So if you've got all 3 problems and you're not busy, you've got no excuses. You shouldn't be sitting at home doing nothing. You should be busy. There are endless things you can be doing every single day. Demolition company, New Zealand. Commercial clients constantly indicating start dates and then delaying week by week or month by month. Result is that it looks like the work pipeline is healthy, and then the next thing you're scratching around for work. That's an absolute pain in the ass. I've been in that situation. 2 things to this. Number 1, do so much front-end sales and marketing that's a blessing in disguise that a job gets pushed back. Now I don't want to say overbook, but just pretend that it's like December time and you want to be doing so many sales, so much marketing that you've got so many opportunities to quote new work that you're literally scared of all this work to come in. So whatever you're doing in the marketing aspect, double it. Whatever you're doing in the sales aspect, whether you're doing outreach, cold calls, follow-up, or you need to get someone else to do that, double it. I can't sit here and say commercial clients, you can just fuck them off, because 1, they usually pay all the time. Number 2, it's usually a huge volume of work. I know what commercial work is like. I had a contract for Hawkins in my 2nd year of business. I had 10 guys on site for a year. Fantastic cash flow. I was making about $8,000 a week. It was awesome. So I know what the commercial clients are like. So I suppose number 1, sales and marketing. Do quote for so much business that you've potentially got too much coming in. And then number 2, try and get a confirmation. Try and get something in writing. They won't do this, but try and get a deposit. That's what I do. We're high ticket. We try and get money up front, and then we are forced to deliver on something. If we don't have money in our bank account, I don't really consider you guys serious. Builders, you guys should be the same to commercial. Now, I don't know that they pay for the 20th, but if they value good relationships, good staff, and good people, surely you could say, hey, listen, are you willing to put down a 5% deposit of $100,000 or 2% or 1% or whatever it is? See if they can put down a deposit, especially if you've done business with them before. That's a real pain in the ass. I completely understand where you're coming from. And maybe try and mix up your pipeline between private and commercial. Maybe try and have a little bit more private work, which is like fill in gaps. It's kind of like a labor only builder that's doing a whole lot of townhouses. I always say, go get maintenance work, go get some private work, go get some stackers, some little fillers here and there. So go get your 2 to 10K fillers while you're waiting on your 10 labor-only townhouses to come in. So that's something you could do. 1, sales and marketing. Number 2, try get a commitment fee. I know it's hard. And number 3, grab some fillers. Do some private stuff. If you're a demolition company, if you're just commercial, try and do some private stuff. Why not? Set up a landing page, run some Facebook ads, $40 a day, could pull in a $2,000 job, a $10,000 job, and before you know it, they might actually stack up and become really, really high profit margin, high revenue work, okay? So those are my 3 tips. Let me know if anyone else has got any better tips. Shout out James. A problem we're seeing at the moment, the cost of construction. I completely agree. I'll answer this in a sec. With the cost of building a house being so expensive, it makes it hard to sell that product to the market. This could also be regional area problem we are seeing. Hope this helps. Man, everything's going up. Provide more value. Put your prices up. Tell clients why your prices are going up. Now, I can't sit here and say that other companies are going to come in and undercut and that's okay and I can't control the market, etc., etc. But man, construction and housing is very, very expensive. Number 1, look to pivot into a different area of the market. If you're just selling mid-tier ticket houses or low tier, how can you go to high tier? If you're in the high tier market, can you look for a niche to maybe not build such big houses at 250, 350 a square, but come down to 150 to 180. Look for different niches in your market. Me with Rapid QS is fucking amazing. I jumped in and just grabbed the resi market. I just wanted to niche down in resi. I didn't want to compete with the commercial guys because that's just all generic takeoffs. Whether you're doing high-end renovations, how can you pivot out of that? I think with being a builder as well, just remember, and this is more of like a positivity thing, but look at like you can break yourself away into many different markets within the construction space. Like you can be a brand new luxury home house builder, but then you could step away from that and just install like decorative panels, like ceiling decorative panels, wall decorative panels. You could just do hardy grooves in bathrooms. You could just do exposed timber trusses and framed, whatever it is. Always just have a look and think, okay, cool. If we're struggling to sell X, why don't we look at either pivoting into Y, niche down and just do this, drop our margins, like I said in the first video, see if you can negotiate with your subs and your material guys and see what you can do. That's a really tough one to answer. I do know, I mean, at the end of the day, everything's going up. I'm over here in Albania at the moment, and these guys are complaining about the cost of everything going up, but I'm paying 80 cents for a coffee. But when I come back to New Zealand, no doubt everything's going to be flying for the roof. So hope that helps. Sorry, I can't give much clarity there, but let me know if that one helps. Andrew, here we go. This is a mix of the other two. Our problem would be project delays and revenue. More marketing, more sales, more phone calls, and project delays. That's tough. I don't know what market you're in, but see if you can get a commitment. How can you sell more business? How can you build a better relationship with the project manager or the QS there? What can you do to get your foot in the door a little bit better? How can you build a better relationship with their company? And just let them know, like, just be straight up and honest with them. Hey, listen, guys, this is what we do for you. In exchange to get something back off you guys, can you please help us in this area here or this area there? So, hey guys, hopefully that video helps. Hopefully I've given some insightful tips and tricks, whatever it is. Hopefully I've answered some questions, and sorry if I couldn't. And please comment below if you found this helpful and insightful. Thank you very much for following and supporting. I'll drop another email out soon.